Every February, hundreds of millions of people sit down to watch a game that barely lasts 4 hours, but what they're really watching is the most profitable entertainment empire in America. The NFL, once a ragtag collection of local football clubs, is now a $100 billion juggernaut, bigger than the NBA, MLB, and Premier League combined. It out-earns Hollywood studios, rivals tech giants in cultural influence, and dominates Sundays like a national holiday. It's not just a sport, it's America's biggest cultural export. But here's the twist: this dominance was never inevitable. There was a time the NFL almost went bankrupt. It faced rival leagues, scandals, strikes, and even national outrage that could have ended it all. And yet today, the league stands taller than ever, a perfect storm of branding, television genius, and corporate strategy. So how did this brutal regional pastime evolve into a global money machine that defines American Sundays? This is the story of how football became a business empire, and how the NFL turned competition into religion. Before the billion-dollar stadiums, the glitz, and the Super Bowl commercials, football was chaos. In the early 1900s, it wasn't glamorous, it wasn't even properly organized. Games were violent, local, and often ended in bar fights. Teams were run by factories, military bases, and neighborhood clubs. Players were paid in cash or sometimes beer and sandwiches. Then, in 1920, a group of men met in a small car showroom in Ohio. That was the birth of the American Professional Football Association, later renamed the National Football League. At first it was a disaster. Teams folded mid-season, owners argued, fans were few. But beneath that chaos was something powerful: obsession. Football was fast, brutal, emotional, everything baseball wasn't. And by the 1950s, one man would turn that raw energy into an empire. Pete Rozelle, the marketing genius who became NFL commissioner in 1960. Rozelle saw something no one else did. The NFL wasn't just a sport, it was a television product. He realized the real money wasn't in tickets, it was in eyeballs. So he made one radical move. He centralized TV rights. Instead of each team selling local deals, Rozelle pooled them into one national contract. That move transformed 14 separate franchises into one unified brand, the NFL. When CBS signed the first big deal in 1962, $4.65 million a year, the fuse was lit. TV loved football, short bursts of action, perfect ad breaks, clear storylines. By the time the first Super Bowl aired in 1967, America had a new religion. Sundays were no longer for church, they were for football. What started as a championship game became something else entirely, a national spectacle. The Super Bowl turned into America's biggest holiday that isn't on the calendar. Networks fought for rights, brands paid millions for seconds of airtime, and the NFL realized something profound. The event itself was more valuable than the game. By the 1980s, halftime shows evolved from marching bands to Michael Jackson, Prince, and Beyoncé. The NFL wasn't just selling football anymore, it was selling culture. Today, the Super Bowl is a $600 million media goldmine. A 30-second ad costs over $7 million, and over 115 million people tune in. One night, hundreds of millions in revenue. It's not just a game, it's a festival of capitalism. So, how exactly does the NFL make its billions? The answer: a masterclass in financial strategy. The NFL's empire is built on 5 golden pillars, each a revenue stream engineered for maximum profit. First, broadcast rights, the backbone of the league's fortune. New media deals with CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN, and Amazon total over $110 billion through 2033. That's $10 billion a year, locked in and guaranteed, regardless of who wins or loses. Second, sponsorships. Every logo, every camera angle, every stadium name is monetized. Huge brands like Pepsi, Verizon, and Nike pay hundreds of millions for that visibility. Third, merchandising and licensing. Think jerseys, video games, trading cards, all bringing in billions. The Madden NFL franchise alone has pulled in over $4 billion. Fourth, ticket sales, a smaller share, but crucial for team profits and fan culture. Fifth, revenue sharing, the NFL's secret weapon. All that broadcast and merchandise income, it's split evenly across all teams. This keeps small markets like Green Bay competing with giants like Dallas. The result? Every team is profitable, every season feels fair. The NFL's financial playbook is a blend of capitalism and collaboration, and that's how you build a $100 billion empire. It's capitalism, but with rules. The NFL doesn't just sell touchdowns, it sells belonging. Every Sunday, fans gather, almost like congregations. It's not just entertainment, it's identity, it's ritual. The league has honestly mastered emotional branding better than almost any company on earth. Every team is a story. Every game is a soap opera. Every fan feels like they're part of something way bigger. And even when scandals, protests, or controversies hit, the league always bounces back stronger. Because people don't just watch football. They believe in it. Here's the part fans rarely see, the NFL's ruthless efficiency. It's a tight, controlled ecosystem. There's a hard salary cap. Rookie wages are fixed. Stars are locked by franchise tags. The league ensures parity and protects its profits. But there's a dark side. The average NFL career lasts less than 3 years. The league makes billions, while most players never see generational wealth. It's a system that works brilliantly, just not always for the people on the field. As media shifted from cable to streaming, the NFL didn't panic. It evolved. Amazon, YouTube, and Apple all paid billions for exclusive rights. But the league gained something even more valuable: data. Now they know who's watching, how long, and on what device. It's not just a sport anymore, it's data-driven entertainment. Even fantasy football and sports betting exploded into billion-dollar side industries. In 2024 alone, over $20 billion was wagered on NFL games. And guess who profits indirectly through sponsorships and partnerships? The league, every single time. For decades, the NFL was proudly, unapologetically American, but that's changing fast. Games are now held in London, Frankfurt, and Mexico City. A European division is no longer a fantasy, it's on the roadmap. Why? Because domestic growth is maxed out. If the NFL wants to stay a $100 billion powerhouse, it needs new fans, new markets, new money. They're not just exporting football, they're exporting the American experience, drama, showmanship, and spectacle. It's not just sport, it's cultural diplomacy in shoulder pads. The NFL's story isn't finished, it's just getting started. As stadiums rise on foreign soil and streaming giants battle for broadcasting rights, the league is eyeing a future that's bigger and bolder than ever before. Picture this: franchises in Europe, Asia, maybe even Africa. International superstars drafted right alongside homegrown talent. But it's not just about geography. The next frontier is digital. Augmented reality replays, real-time stats beamed straight to your smart glasses, stadiums that double as tech playgrounds, turning every ticket into a VIP experience. And with data analytics and AI, teams are rewriting the playbook, literally. Yet for all its innovation, the NFL faces new challenges. Player safety, global competition, shifting fan habits. Can the league balance tradition with transformation? One thing's for sure. As the world tunes in, the NFL's influence will only grow. The empire is evolving, and the whole planet is now part of the game. So, what can we learn from the NFL's rise? It's not just a sports story, it's a business masterclass in branding, emotion, and control. They turned chaos into structure, teams into tribes, and games into billion-dollar media events. They built something so powerful it became part of the nation's identity. The NFL didn't just dominate sports, it redefined entertainment. And that's how football, once just a backyard brawl, became America's $100 billion religion. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, there are many more for you to enjoy, so don't forget to check out my other videos, and I will see you on my next one.